What is going on with Auston Matthews? That is our first topic of conversation here in the 5-minute edition of Power Plays, powered by FanDuel. Carlo Colaiacovo. Auston Matthews, 2 goals in his last 15 playoff games. How does this keep happening?
Well, that's the million-dollar question in Leafs Nation, because we're all waiting for him to be the guy that everybody wants him to be, and that's a clutch player, like a big-time player that can have big-time moments. And you look at it where his career has come to, 69 goals last year. People thought that he would find a way to repeat that or come close to that, and he struggled. 33 goals this year. People question whether he's dealing with something. I don't necessarily buy that. To me, at the end of the day, when you play, you got to find a way. He has embraced a new leadership role, being the captain of Toronto Maple Leafs, being the captain of the USA team. But when you look back at this year in a whole, the times he's had a chance to be that clutch player and score that big-time goal and big-time moment, he has struggled. Look at the Four Nations in overtime. 3 glorious chances to be the hero for the U.S. Couldn't find a way to break through. Let's look at the Maple Leafs. Game 4, series on the line. Have a chance to win. In overtime, power play, you get an empty net, hits the post. You look at the last game. He's got a chance to maybe break the game open for the Maple Leafs. 2-on-1 with Mitch Marner. Any coach would want their 2 best players to do that. Misses the net. Late in the game, hits the post. To me, he still has to adopt that clutch gene for him to be that big-time player that the Maple Leafs and the whole Leafs Nation need him to be. Let's hope it starts tonight.
Matthews plus 145 to score in Game 6 tonight against Ottawa. Let's shift our focus to Mitch Marner, Matthews' line mate. Would you consider betting Marner to record 2 or more points tonight, or is that a little bit lofty of aspirations?
Well, you're getting great value at plus 186 if you believe he's going to do it, but I'm going to bank on history. History's shown that this is probably going to be a low-scoring game because both teams have adopted into playing a low-event type of game, especially the last couple. And with so much on the line, Leafs trying to win this series, Ottawa trying to force a Game 7, the chances might be minimal. And with Marner's history of not coming up big in these type of games, 5, 6, 7, I'm not banking on him getting 2+ points. If he does, it's a bonus for the Maple Leafs.
Let's talk about a couple of the big-time D-men in this series. Morgan Rielly for Toronto, Jake Sanderson for Ottawa. Who's the better bet to score tonight between those two?
Well, both are presenting great value. Morgan Rielly plus 900, Jake Sanderson plus 650. And I'm going to go with Jake Sanderson on this one because Morgan Rielly's gone off to a great start in this series, but there hasn't really been that offense from him as of late. And for Sanderson, he's a guy who plays power play 1 for the Ottawa Senators that has found a way to score a couple goals, including the overtime winner for him the other night. I like those chances more for Sanderson than I do for Rielly.
Craig Berube was one of your favorite coaches in your NHL career. What kind of pregame speech are you expecting from Chief tonight?
Well, I'm guessing that Maple Leafs are going to probably pull up the pregame speech from Game 7 when he was the coach of the St. Louis Blues as a motivational speech that he can give this Maple Leafs team. Look, he's not the type of guy to panic. I think he's going to go in there calm and collected and just remind the players that they're playing the game of hockey. They're really good players. They just have to find a way to bring their best game tonight. And when you look at the Maple Leafs, they've lost 2 in a row. This team always seems to find their best when they find a way to get pissed off. Find a way to motivate these guys by pissing off so they come out and they play with an angry edge, a physical tone, and try to use that to build momentum in a game, which is probably going to provide a hostile environment in Ottawa. So that's the type of tone I expect Craig Berube to have with this group early on.
Berube very calm and composed in front of the media. Could be a different story behind the scenes before Game 6 this evening. Okay, Coco, give us your 3 favorite bets ahead of tonight's game.
Well, I think this is going to be a low-scoring game, so I'm going to go the under 5.5. I think Ullmark, coming off of the performance that he did last game, is probably playing a little more confidence. And the Leafs are probably going to try to find a way to pepper more shots. That's another thing I would tell Berube to do. Get these guys to shoot the puck. So I'm going to go Ullmark over 23.5 saves. And then Matthew Knies to record 3 or more shots. Coming off a 6-shot game last game, this is a guy that is plays the power forward role to perfection for the Maple Leafs. He's going to be in around the net, in guys' faces. So those are the 3 plays I like tonight.
Under 5.5 goals in the game. Of course, Linus Ullmark over 23.5 saves. And Matthew Knies 3+ shots on goal. Very nice. Plus 657 in an SGP on FanDuel. Thank you for this, Carlo. This has been Power Plays, powered by FanDuel.